Are your joints talking to you? Are they getting kind of noisy? What do you see in the mirror?
Well, yeah, really. That's, I think the main encouraging factor when it comes to collagen peptides is wrinkling. And I'll read some of the science, some of the quotes that talk about wrinkling of the skin. I think wrinkling of the skin, the research on cellulite, the appearance of cellulite, we'll talk about that as well, because the organization of the collagen protein and collagen layers in your body, that's what your body uses to hide cellulite. The better organized those collagen layers are, the more the rippling of fat would not be visible. Again, the better organized, the healthier the collagen layers are on the skin in your face, the less the appearance of wrinkles. And then the role of collagen protein in the integrating of the tissues of your joint, critical for the function of your joint, the comfort of your joint. So you take your pick, and today, beyond that, you take your pick of form. We've always had our marine collagen. We've had that for probably almost 15 years. Now, for the first time, this is the first Today special. We're at half the price of marine collagen. We have our grass-fed, free-range collagen peptides. The collagen peptides themselves, the molecules themselves, virtually identical. Both are super soluble. Both have virtually no taste at all. So they're the same experience. You could choose to save 50% with the free range. I blend. I do a scoop of each every day. So I blend the two.
Absolutely. So there's a lot to get through, and while we see you there, this is an exciting day. And whether you're already a super fan like I am, this is the day we wait for. This is the day that we stock up. Or if you don't like what you're seeing in the mirror, I mean, no kidding. I would love to see you when you get this at home for the very first time, because it doesn't take long. Do you want your skin to look smoother? Do you want it to look more radiant? Do you want it to look more glowy? Do you want it to look smoother? Do you want it to look hydrated? Do you want it to look softer? And then if you do struggle with joint issues, as I do in my family, hey, it's a side benefit. If it helps you move more gracefully through life, then why not? But as Andrew said, one day and one day only. You can choose what we've been traditionally offering once a year and once a year only in the Marine Collagen Peptides, or you can choose the free range. A lot of you might choose to mix the both, but let's just go through the pricing real quickly. On the Marine Collagen, of course, you choose the 30, 90, 180, or 360. Just as an aside, everything has free shipping, and when you look at the size of these bottles, that's, you know, no small savings in and of itself.
360 servings. First of all, that's not a normal size.
No, so this is a super size.
It's a once-a-year size. And the 360 servings at 5 grams each, that's 1,800 grams. So that's about 4 pounds with free shipping. So 4 pounds of either marine collagen, 4 pounds of free range. And again, the collagen peptides is something that seemed to have been recently discovered the last few years. That's why the price has gone crazy on these materials. It's something that I've known about for over a decade and talked about for over a decade. That's why this product has so many reviews and is so well reviewed. So you have your choice of either, and they both have abundant research in terms of their beauty benefits and their joint benefits. I think with marine collagen, there's a little bit more focus on beauty in the research.
Sure.
I think because marine collagen, it's more of a, it just seems like more of a collagen that's more appropriate for beauty. Whereas free range, the grass-fed, that might be more something that we think about our joints. So that seems a little bit of a focus in how people might choose them. But in terms of the science and the clinical research, there's an abundance of research on both classes of benefits for both ingredients.
Absolutely. So let me just show you again. Now, basically the savings, when we say it's a once a year and once a year only opportunity, so here's that 360, and here's what Andrew is talking about. Special sizing for today. But if you take a look, because of course, this is where our pricing will go. Here's where our pricing is today. You can literally double. It's like a buy one, get one on the size. I mean, if you do it today.
And the grass-fed is half the price.
Right.
Also, it's important to remember, ours is the highest quality collagen peptides you're going to find anywhere in the world. Whether it's the marine collagen or the grass-fed, there's nothing like these anywhere in the world. But ours is a 5 gram serving. So when we say 360 servings, some products are a 1 gram serving. That means ours would be 1,800 servings. What is that? Is that a something like a 4.5-year supply? And there's research with these ingredients, with these types of materials, collagen peptides like these. There's research with levels as low as 1 and 2 grams delivering benefits. I've chosen 5 grams as a serving size because that's a serving size that assures that you're delivering a beneficial amount, whether you're talking about your skin, or whether you're talking about your joints, or you could always choose to be more economical and take 2 grams or 2.5 grams, half a scoop. But I wanted to show really quickly, and then Shannon, I'll let you go over the price again.
Perfect, sounds good.
But I put 3 scoops in each of these glasses just to emphasize how unique they are and how soluble they are. I won't even put much water in. But we'll just do that.
And so there's no, aftertaste. There's no,
none
flavor profile
to
it.
Oh, no, they have a very neutral taste. This is the Marine. This is the free range.
Okay.
But as you could see, I didn't even need to really stir them.
Boy, but look at that.
They were both already mixed when I just added the water. And what you'll see is if we just let it sit there, they gradually become clear. Because the powder is already in solution, and the solution just becomes clear over time. It doesn't settle out.
No.
It stays in solution, just becomes clear. So what this underscores is, obviously you could put it in a smoothie, you could put it in yogurt and things like that, you could even put it in your oatmeal, but you can mix it just with water. And you could just drink it down just after with water like this.
I mean, but isn't that amazing? Because it's so interesting, because when we think about collagen, and I do a lot of beauty shows here at HSN, and normally when we talk about collagen, it's topical or somebody doing something crazy injectable. This is going to the source, basically. And look at how easy that goes down.
And it's just,
look at that.
That's just a little foam from the top from when I stirred it. But all the collagen was in solution. It's easy to drink down. You don't taste any grittiness. You don't taste any powder whatsoever. And collagen peptides, 1/3 of all the protein in your body, 1/3 is collagen. And it's determinative of the appearance of your skin, the function of your joints, also determinative of the function of your arteries and veins. It's the integrating protein in your body. Unfortunately, the nature of collagen structure, over time, collagen tends to deteriorate. And with it, the appearance of our skin, with it, the function of our joints and other arteries and veins in our body. So collagen peptides, what these molecules do, because typically collagen is not digestible, it's not absorbable. So the only reason this product works are these ingredients, these 2 specific ingredients. They have been validated. Not all collagen the market has, but they have been validated to be in the proper molecular size. So not only do they go into solution, not only do they not have any kind of a taste at all, but they can be absorbed out of your digestive system. Collagen normally cannot be, because it can't be digested, it can't be absorbed. But our collagen is specifically prepared so it's the correct molecular size, so your body actually can absorb it. And absorb it in the form that delivers benefits. Because most people think the only benefit that collagen peptides provide is that those collagen peptides are a raw material to build more collagen. Yes, that's true, and that's critically important. But the real benefit of these 2 products, or these choice of 2 forms, is a signaling role, a stimulatory role. So what they basically do is they do.
I know. See, you derailed the train. Oh,
but by the way, here you could see the Marine collagen. You could see it. It's clear.
It is.
So that's what happens if you. What I do usually, I mix it at home on the counter, and then I just let it settle, and it's clear. But the most important thing that I was saying is that the collagen peptides in these products play this signaling role, the stimulatory role, and when we get older, our body kind of gets lazy unless you give it a jump start or a kick start. It just doesn't want to really get going in certain processes, just the nature of the aging process. And the aging process is not kind when it comes to collagen, and that's the wrinkling in our skin that we see. But with the collagen peptides present here, not only will they be integrated into your collagen, but they tell your body that your body is ready to produce collagen. Your body's ready to do this work that maybe it's sort of forgotten how to do. So our collagen peptides play this stimulatory role. So they play this structural role in being able to build new collagen, healthy collagen, but also a stimulatory role, because just having the raw materials isn't sufficient if the machinery hasn't been stimulated. And that's what this does twofold.
Absolutely, and if you know, if your body can't absorb it, it can't, go to the source, so to speak. So we are busy, my friends, and if you are channel surfing, this is our day. If you already love this product like I do, boy, oh boy, Andrew's doing it in a way that he has never done before, even though the price of collagen has gone up exponentially. Size that he only does today, it's free shipping, it's got special flex pay. So once more, you choose the Marine Collagen in the 30, 90, 180, or 360. Pricing goes here. Now, as you can see, here's what you're spending today. So anyway, even if you look at some of what I would call the introductory sizes, you are saving more than you would be spending. So you are saving more than you would be spending on any one of the sizes. We pay to send it to you with a 30-day return policy. If you take our largest size into consideration, which is always the most popular, this could be years worth of product depending on how you're going to use it. You could actually double the number of servings for less than you would spend for the 180. And then when you take a look at the free range collagen, and again, it's entirely your choice. A lot of us are gonna mix these as Andrew does. 30, 90, 180, or 360. And once more, saving more than you will be spending. So saving more than you will be spending. Here's another indication when we talk about a wildly economical way to put your toe in the water and just really jump in and see what these can do for you. You are, again, more than doubling that serving size if you do our today's special versus what you would spend on even the 180. And that applies even if you're doing some of the introductory sizes. And the thing of it is, when you know better, you do better. And when I said these shows are equally valuable from the education process as what they'll do for you and how these products really are life-changing, but especially if vanity prevails. And if you are looking at that skin, if that skin is a little dimpled, if it's not smooth, if it's not radiant, if it's looking older, but then if you struggle with joint issues like I do, as a side benefit, if this helps you move through life, more smoothly, why not? With a 30-day return policy, you're not gonna need that 30 days. I am so excited for you. When Andrew first debuted the Marine Collagen, we could not keep this in stock. And whenever somebody tries this, no kidding, you're really dumbfounded when you're giving your body what it needs, how you start seeing a difference.
And there's no collagen like these.
None.
Too. What I pay for our Marine Collagen Peptides that come from a Japanese company, I could buy Chinese collagen peptides for a 75, 80% discount. But again, it's not validated, the science isn't validated, it's not gonna have the solubility, the taste, but it's not gonna work the same as this. Collagen peptides, collagen is inherently unabsorbable. Unless the product is in a very sophisticated fashion, prepared and digested, such that you can absorb it, you're wasting your money. And the real science on collagen peptides deals with ingredients exactly like mine. Because the only way collagen peptides can be made available to you is if it goes through this really sophisticated technical process of digestion and preparation for absorption. So I'm just going to read some charts here. We just have some good general information that I just was going to cover. And so our collagen peptides provides the specific peptides that make up our vital collagen. It's almost identical to the skin and joints in our body.
Oh, wow.
That it integrates all key tissues, particularly skin and joints. Collagen protein is the most abundant protein in the human body. As I said before, 1/3 of the protein in our bodies. Collagen peptides is a direct source of the precise peptides and amino acids essential to our collagen structure. The unique amino acid and peptide profile of our collagen peptides is a virtual identical match to human collagen. The unique formulation of our collagen peptides overcomes collagen's absorption resistance. Ours is absorbable. Once absorbed, our collagen peptides, can play their essential structural and signaling role in collagen synthesis. Collagen peptides play an essential role in skin health, wrinkle development, and wrinkle reduction.
Oh, that's huge.
That as our collagen structure deteriorates with age, that is precisely behind the appearance of wrinkles. If we can maintain the absolute healthy, youthful integrity of our collagen layers, we're not going to be seeing wrinkles. So the key to us keeping our skin healthy, resilient, vital, most of that is all about maintaining the healthy integrity of our collagen tissue. Collagen peptides have been shown to be involved in the appearance of cellulite and its reduction. Again, the fat is present beneath our skin. And to the extent that that fat might be rippling and dimpled, and the reason why cellulite isn't as visible in men, we have thicker skin. But to the extent that thicker skin, the collagen layer is well organized. A well organized collagen layer does a better job of hiding what's beneath it. And thus, the research and significant science talking about the fact that healthier collagen, by administering collagen peptides, reduces the appearance of cellulite, just as it could reduce the appearance of wrinkling, just as it reduces the volume of eye wrinkles and things like that. But collagen peptides have been shown to promote healthy joint repair, structure, and function. The anatomy and physiology of wrinkles is directly related to changes in the skin's collagen structure. Managing the appearance of wrinkles requires nourishment and protection of the collagen structure. Our collagen peptides directly delivers the most essential building blocks to the collagen structure. By the way, if anyone thinks that by applying collagen peptides to the outside of their skin, they get the benefits we're talking about here, and that's why you see collagen in all these little wrinkle creams and things like that, not true. Not true, not possible, impossible. Collagen could play other roles, like say a humectant role, a moisturizing role, a soothing role on the outside of our body, but it is not getting anywhere near those collagen layers. It is not being integrated into those collagen layers that determine the wrinkles on your skin or not. The only way you get those collagen peptides there is through the inside of your body. That's the only way they get there. I wish it could be done by topically putting it on our skin, but it doesn't work that way.
But you know what? It is a see the difference, feel the difference product for sure. You read those reviews, they read like love letters. But when we talk about how fortunate we are, Andrew's here, he is the manufacturer, he does products in a way that no one else does. But the whole idea is, I think, even if whether you watch HSN or not, this would be a perfect platform to start. Andrew is our #1 business. He's our lowest return rate. He manufactures products. He makes them in a way different than everyone else. They're the world's finest vitamins. But at the end of the day, we understand collagen means younger looking skin. And, you know, watch beauty shows, you watch HSN or not. I think we all have that understanding, like Andrew's charts detailed. Collagen equals younger skin. But no matter how many, and we sell great creams, no matter how many serums, no matter how many creams, no matter how many lotions or potions you pile on, they can't go to the source. They can't do what this is going to do. And that's why, if you are new to HSN or you're just looking in the mirror and are you seeing wrinkles? Are you not wearing shorts? Did you not wear a swimsuit this year? You know, what do your arms look like? What does the skin on your tummy look like? What does the skin on the back of your legs look like? When Andrew debuted this here at HSN, our minds were reeling when we could talk about the appearance of that cellulite. But then when we add on to that, the benefits for your arteries, for your veins, for your joints, for all those other connective tissues, done in a way that no one else can do. You just choose, do you want the marine collagen with all of those benefits, pricing that we will only see today where it's pretty much a buy one, get one free, and that also holds true for the free range, because really, in any case, you are saving more than you're spending on any single one of the sizes.
The best savings we've ever had on this product. It's the first time the free range, the grass-fed, is on today's special pricing. We just introduced that a few months back. And so, and the free range, the grass-fed, is at half the price of the marine. So it's an opportunity to save incredibly with that. And I was going to read some reviews. The reviews are incredible, whether we're talking about beauty or joints. I encourage you to read them. Also the product, when we first introduced this, I mentioned earlier, our marine collagen, when we first introduced this, there were a lot of reviews about how it wasn't all that soluble, but even more so that it didn't taste good. We have done remarkable things with the aesthetics, with the flavor of this product. It basically has no taste. So whether you're looking at the free range, a scoop of free range or a scoop of marine, you could put it in a cup of coffee and you wouldn't tell the difference. So it's an opportunity to not just enjoy marine collagen and free range, because most of the material on the market, I would imagine it's not absorbable, it's not beneficial, it's not usable, because it's not being delivered, it's not being created in the same fashion as this. Most companies are opting, especially because there was a worldwide shortage, prices went crazy. So when that happens, companies then take shortcuts and they opt for material that doesn't have the same quality standards as ours, that's going to have no taste, so it's not going to offend you. It mixes easily and soluble. As you can see, I drank all of the free range. I drank part of the, and that's 3 scoops in about 6 ounces of water. So you see that, and that shouldn't happen. These are insoluble ingredients, but when you produce it the way we produce it and use the quality ingredients we use, that's what happens. It's soluble, it has no taste. But we'll read some reviews. So, the Fountain of Youth. I thought, another gimmick. I'm desperate, what the heck? I have 30 days, right? Little did I know that this was the real deal. I saw immediate results in my skin. I mean, immediate. My skin came back to life very quickly. I would stare at myself in the mirror thinking, there you are. There is the younger version of me. I remember this face. I have goosebumps. Andrew, you nailed it, and I am beyond grateful. I, of course, ordered another 120 servings and will continue for the rest of my life. You didn't give me false promises of hope. You gave me results, and I can't thank you enough.
Nice.
Wow.
That's nice.
Fantastic product. I've been using the Marine Collagen Peptides for over 2 months now, and what a difference for my skin, to my skin. Someone actually asked me what I was doing to look younger.
Oh, wow.
My skin is smoother looking. Even my dermatologist has noticed the wonderful change in my skin, and to me, that means a lot. Love this product and will continue to use it forever. Thanks so much, Andrew. Young again. I am loving this new item. My skin does look much better and much healthier. It seems to me that my face skin looks tighter, healthier, brighter, smoother, and more hydrated. Under my eyes looked dehydrated, but not anymore. I don't mind the taste. I so enjoy drinking this every day. Thank you, Andrew, for this product, and I will be ordering it again.
Nice.
We'll do a few of these. Best natural beauty product ever. This is a lifetime product. My hair began shedding due to unhealthy diet, due to losing weight and the frequent use of chemically based hair products over the years. I was always taking the healthy hair, skin, and nails, and learned from Andrew Lessman on the show that if we take it along with the Marine Collagen Peptides, the results would be greater. He is definitely correct, as always. My results were definitely noticeable with my skin. It looks brighter, firmer, and younger, and I do not wear makeup. And the result of my hair was outstanding. My hair is longer, healthier, and beautiful. Consistency is the key. I will always take this product. I don't have to recommend this. People are asking me why I look younger, or just telling me that my skin looks so good. It's crazy, but I even see it in recent photos. I just look younger. I look better in this year's Christmas card picture than I did last year, and this is the only change I've made. My sister wants to start using it. It seems to work for me. I mix it in my morning coffee. I can't taste it, and it mixes easily. Love, love, love it. It took a while for me to see the results. Then I noticed my skin on my body and face was feeling like baby skin. This product is amazing. I laugh at the reviews saying, but it doesn't taste good. Wah. No, but we fixed the taste. Then put it in a smoothie and you won't even know it's there. No vitamin tastes good if you take it alone. I'm now taking 2 scoops in my Secure Coffee Shake.
Oh, neat.
Never stop making this. It's a fantastic product. Big hugs, Andrew.
Aww,
thank you, Maddie,
that's nice.
in Florida. Skin is glowing. I have always had problem skin throughout my life. I had been taking this product in a smoothie for a couple of weeks and noticed my skin looked flawless. Everywhere I went, people would ask me what I was doing for my skin to look so wonderful. I told everyone about this product. I think some of them didn't believe me. This transformation was quick, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. My hair is also long again. After a certain age, it kept breaking and I had to cut it short. My hairdresser is amazed with how my hair has become so healthy, and she ordered some Marine Collagen Peptides to try herself from Beck in Florida. Also, we're the only Marine Collagen Peptide or free-range collagen peptide where you get a full 500 milligram serving with each scoop of MSM.
True.
The MSM alone is worth the price of entry. This is from Judy in North Carolina. I love it. I use it every day. I ordered Andrew Lessman's Marine Collagen Peptides the first time it was offered. I will never, hopefully, be without it. I use 2 scoops a day. I start my day with 2 scoops in hot coffee or hot Andrew's jasmine-infused green tea. My skin looks better and my joints feel better. Honestly, I purchased this because healthy hair, skin, and nails work so great, have taken it for years. Collagen has long been associated as a beauty maker. However, my joints have reaped soothing benefits of this product. Now it is for my joints and skin. I hope Andrew does another great special like this he did on his webcast visit. That's Judy, North Carolina.
Yeah.
We're doing it tonight.
Nice.
Loving my beautiful skin and joints. I started taking the Marine Collagen Peptides 1 month ago, and I'm so excited with how my joints, skin, and nails are responding to it. This is my 2nd order. I'm 60 years old and train at karate 5 days per week. My knees and joints are not bothering me at all. After a grueling week of training, my skin is so plump and beautiful. Thank you, Andrew. We'll do another couple, and then we'll move on. This stuff is fantastic. I don't want to be without the Marine Collagen Peptides. I have never had decent fingernails until I started using the collagen. I also have noticed that my joints don't bother me as much as before. I've found that it dissolves in hot water much better than cooler. I just mix it and let it cool off. I've recommended it to my cousin, and she has started using it too. Last one. Easy to take, multiple benefits, thrilled. I purchased this the first time on sort of a whim, but I'm so glad that I did, and I'm back for more. I too, within several weeks of starting this product, have received multiple compliments from family and friends regarding my general appearance. Good, healthy, and seemingly less joint-related discomfort, getting up from kneeling, etc. For me, it is all about the joints. As much as people tell me it makes a difference in my skin, for me it's all about the joints, and it's life-changing. I've taken it with flavored water and tea. It does dissolve completely when stirred very well. I find the most palatable way to ingest it is in a smoothie or other thicker drinks where it can be better suspended. For the benefits and ease of administration, I am thrilled and hope this is always a part of the Lessman Pro Caps lineup.
Absolutely, but remember, one day only. And if there was a day to try it, it is today. The preponderance of those of you who are selecting it are doing the larger sizes, because remember, it was actually a little over a year since Andrew has done this. It's the first time that the free range has ever been available on a today's special. And honest to goodness, whether you read those reviews, and if you're even a skeptic and you want to try it because you're wondering about that skin around your eyes, you're wondering about that skin on your tummy or the backs of your legs or your upper arm, what is making you look older? And remember, because this is going to the source. That's the other thing about this. It is non-discriminatory. It's non-denominational. So whether you're a man, a woman, thin skin, tired skin, crepey skin, it doesn't matter. It is going to the source to help give you that younger, smoother, hydrated, more luminous, glowing skin. And then as a side benefit, benefits to the veins, benefits to the joints, benefits to the arteries. Pricing that we will only see today. So if you were gonna grab it, 30-day return policy, free shipping. The fact that you get, I have to lift up one of these. I mean, no kidding. My producer, Steve, is gonna go to the gym. I'm doing my arm curls right now with this thing, so it's a good thing that it's free shipping. But in addition to your savings and your individual pricing still, I just wanna show you a couple of different things. So when Andrew was talking about the value individually, and remember, whether you're choosing the free range or the Marine Collagen, it's pretty much a buy one, get one. It's savings that we will only see today. So on the Marine Collagen Peptides, the value of the peptides alone, almost $360. The addition of the MSM, that's over a third of the price of admission. That's included for free. It's over $429 worth of value, half off. It's a half off sale for today. Same kind of savings hold true if you're choosing the free range. And a lot of us are gonna mix these together. It's entirely up to you. But remember, this is the only day that we will see this. On the peptides alone, that's almost $200. The addition of the MSM, that's another $70. Right. So again, you are saving well more than you are spending on any single one of these selections.
And again, collagen peptides, it's, back when I started, no one else was doing it. Now they've become a big craze. And when they become a big craze, the crazies kind of enter the market. And unfortunately, I mean that kind of not literally, but that what happens is all these different supplies start cropping up from all over the world that don't have the validation, that don't deliver ingredients that are going to be beneficial, that are going to be horrible in terms of taste and in terms of solubility. I mean, it's pretty amazing that what is normally considered insoluble, that's 3 scoops, that's 3 servings and probably maybe 4 to 6 ounces of water. So it's incredibly soluble at a serving size. And this has been work that we've done for more than a decade. The flavor, it has virtually no flavor at all. So even if you put 3 scoops in a small amount of water, it has very, very little flavor. So it's something that's flexible. It's not going to be unpleasant to consume, but it's going to be in a form that delivers benefits, because remember, collagen peptides are going to be ingredients that are not available, not absorbable. So unless they are properly technically broken into their oligopeptides and dipeptides and tripeptides in a validated form, in a form that's been proven to be orally available, bioavailable, you're just wasting your money. And unfortunately, what's happened, because this ingredient's become so popular, and people just come out of the woodwork, whether it's suppliers or manufacturers, and most products are made by contract manufacturers. Who knows where they get their supply? I know exactly where we get our supply. And our supply, unfortunately or fortunately, the best supply of collagen peptides has been coming from Japan. And that's where we've been going since day one. So if you want the best material, you have to go to the best source. That's exactly what we've done for you. I was just going to read a couple of more charts here that were just giving some more background. But the natural change in our skin's collagen structure causes age-related changes in the skin. Wrinkling.
Yeah.
So it's that underlying collagen, the integrated collagen in our skin, that as that collagen experiences normal aging, collagen cross-linking, that's the wrinkling we see, the aging process. Collagen peptides help stimulate the collagen structure, thus promoting a smooth, hydrated, healthy appearance. Supplementing collagen peptides is a sensible means of promoting healthy collagen synthesis and healthier appearing skin, also healthier joints, also healthier vascular tissue. Collagen cannot be externally applied and topically absorbed.
Cannot.
Impossible.
Cannot.
You could apply it all you want.
Right.
It's not being absorbed. So you can apply it topically, it's not being absorbed. Yet it is a popular ingredient in beauty and skincare, again, because I think it plays a humectant role, a kind of moisturizing role. Despite its inability to penetrate the skin, its popularity in topical products stems from its central role in skin structure and resilience. We know the word. So it's an important buzzword in topical products. It's just not an important beneficial ingredient. If you want to benefit your collagen, you need to ingest it. Our unique collagen peptides can be consumed orally, and its peptides are well absorbed and delivered to the skin. That's been scientifically validated. Collagen peptides have been observed to reduce skin wrinkling and help promote a reduction in eye wrinkle volume. I have quotes from those charts here. Collagen peptides helps promote healing and repair of damaged skin tissues. Collagen peptides contribute to improved hydration and skin moisture retention. That's what we read in a lot of the charts. Collagen peptides' essential structural role promotes smooth, firm, hydrated skin, as well as healthy hair and nail growth. Collagen peptides support skin firmness and the maintenance of skin moisture and increased resiliency. Collagen peptides promote the ongoing synthesis of collagen fiber as part of the skin's natural healing and repair process.
I mean, isn't that exciting though? Okay, so the science supports. I mean, I think if we asked anyone watching this show tonight, men or women, age, ethnicity, walk of life, doesn't matter. If we just pose the question, do you want to look younger? Okay. I mean, really, do you want to look younger? And if that science proves anything to you, I mean, listen, we sell a lot of great beauty products here at HSN, but I don't care how many creams and lotions and potions you're putting on topically, they cannot go to the source. So the science supports, do you want to look younger? I do. Do it from the inside out. And do it today and today only at the only pricing that we will see this year. Remember, you just choose, and you're not going to need that 30-day return policy, but you've got it, and you've got free shipping, and you've got your flex pay. Choose whether you'd like the marine collagen or the free range, and a lot of us are going to do both. We're all gravitating toward these big sizes though, because it was actually more than a year since Andrew did this as a Today's Special. First time that the free range has ever been at a Today's Special price. But once more, You are saving more than you're spending. You can double your serving size for less than where the previous serving size will go, because here's where the pricing goes. Here's your pricing today, here's your savings. And even if you consider some of the, what I would say more of the introductory sizes, I mean, even if you're looking for a launching off point, you wanna look in the mirror and you want smoother skin, less wrinkled skin, less dimpled skin. I mean, for me, not only do I notice that, it's certainly helping me move through life better, but then I use less of my other beauty products when I apply them topically, because I've got something, the best beauty regimen that's going to the source to help build that younger looking skin. So consider that, if you will. In fact, if you look at that pricing, there are a lot of us who, it's not unheard of to find one beauty serum selling for $199. And it topically, it can't do what this is gonna do. So any one of these, even if you consider some of the, what I would say, smaller or more introductory sizes, especially if you wanna try to prove us wrong, 30-day return policy, you really do start to see a difference on your skin almost immediately. But remember, in any case, you are saving more than you're spending. It's like a half off sale. You can double your, it's like a, buy one, get one, because you can go to that larger sizing for less money than you would spend for the previous serving size. And the same holds true if you're choosing the Marine Collagen. So once more, $30, $90, $180, or $360. Pricing goes here. Here's our pricing today, and here's our savings. And as you can see, because even on the 180, on the free range, it's going to be, I mean, you're saving more than you would be spending even on some of the introductory sizes. So I would love for you to get this at home. I'm excited for you, especially if you're new to HSN. Andrew Lessman, provides not only the information, because knowledge is power, but remember, not all collagen products are created alike. So certainly we all learn things when you're here.
Not even close.
Not even close.
I mean, unfortunately, and looking at collagen on the market, I know how much quality collagen costs, that's going to be bioavailable, that's going to be bioactive, and I look at the price of collagen on the market, and I know that they're using products that are a fraction of the cost of what we're using, that it would be impossible. Their retail price is less than my cost of material, and that's because there are lots of wonderful ingredients that come out of certain foreign countries, but when these ingredients are a fraction, are less than 80% the cost of what a quality material is, they're making compromises. Who knows what their source material is? Who knows what contaminant levels might be? Who knows what kind of processing and chemicals, inappropriate chemicals it might have been exposed to? All I know is that the material we get, it's expensive relative to the marketplace, but it is the finest material in terms of its solubility profile, flavor profile, purity profile, contaminant profile, and the fact that it's been validated to take an ingredient that's normally not active, normally not beneficial, and it makes it beneficial. It's been validated and proven that the collagen peptides in our products can be absorbed, and their benefits delivered to your skin, their benefits delivered to your joints. And I was going to read some science, and just going over some of the science here from the Archives of Dermatological Research. Clinical investigations suggest that ingestion of collagen peptides help to soothe joint discomfort in patients suffering from joint issues. And hydrolyzed collagen, that's what our product is, has been shown to be involved in cartilage matrix synthesis. Studies with labeled, from the Journal of the Science of Food and Agriculture, studies with labeled collagen peptides, meaning they radioisotopically label it. So they label it so they could look at it with a sort of a Geiger counter, but not really, but they're looking at these molecules that have been radioisotopically labeled, have been shown that a significant amount of the peptides could be detected in skin and cartilage after one single administration, indicating an accumulation of these peptides within the connective tissue. The accumulated collagen peptide helps to maintain structure and function of cartilage, which in turn results in joint comfort and subsequent improvements. From osteoarthritis and cartilage, collagen peptides, a heterogeneous mixture of oligopeptides and polypeptides, have been used therapeutically as a dietary supplement to improve conditions of joints. Dietary supplementation with collagen peptides has demonstrated a notably stimulatory effect on dermal cellular metabolism, improving the biosynthesis of extracellular matrix proteins, and consequently restoring dermal structure. All of us who want our skin to be more youthful, that's what we want to occur. Moreover, studies demonstrated a notable improvement in skin elasticity on healthy women who ingested 2.5 grams per day. Mind you, our serving is 5 grams. At 2.5 grams, that becomes a 720 serving supply. 2.5 grams per day of specific collagen peptides for just 8 weeks. In another clinical trial, a significant increase of type 1 collagen and elastin content was observed in the skin of women who consumed the same specific collagen peptides and dosage for 8 weeks. Beside a significant improvement in the cellulite score, that's an improvement in the appearance of cellulite. Results also revealed a significant decrease in the waviness of the thigh skin, as well as dermis density. Thicker skin is going to mean less waviness, less appearance of cellulite. Dermis density strengthening after bioactive collagen peptide treatment. With regard to the mode of action, it could be speculated that the efficacy of bioactive collagen protein on cellulite treatment is based on its positive impact on dermal connective tissue synthesis. Normally I'd say, well, duh, but yes, that's exactly how it works in light of all the other science that's been published. In the latter study, supplementation with collagen peptides led to a statistically significant decreased excretion of bone collagen breakdown products. Again, remember, collagen protein, collagen peptides, it's a vital integrating protein in our bone.
Oh, true.
In comparison to placebo treatment. Moreover, the effect of therapy with collagen peptides was persistent over a period of at least 3 months after the last administration, suggesting an anabolic effect, an effect in terms of improving bone density and bone strength of collagen peptide treatment. Collagen is by far the major constituent of bone mass, not calcium, collagen peptides. So whether it's your arteries and veins we talked about, whether it's going to be your bone, as we just talked about, your skin and wrinkling, or whether it's going to be your joints and connective tissue. You just have, it's like, it's A, B, C, or D, or E, all of the above. You get to take advantage of all of these benefits, basically, because 1/3 of the protein of your body, in your body, is collagen protein. And collagen peptide synthesis, as we age, struggles. And the only way you can deliver collagen peptides in a fashion that you're certain can support and stimulate, promote that process, is if you look at a quality product like this.
So I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit. So you know how the price has gone up so much. You kind of moved the needle on the industry. I think of CoQ10, I think of Omegas. Do you think?
Well, with collagen peptides, what's funny is we've been talking about them for probably 15 years, I have. And then when I complained a number of years ago, when the price went crazy and the supply disappeared, the Japanese supplier said, well, what are you complaining about? It's kind of your fault.
Right.
Because no one else bothered to educate.
Yeah.
So I've been the only one out there talking about collagen peptides. And as I always say, for each bottle of something that gets purchased here at HSN, probably 50 bottles get purchased somewhere out in a supermarket or pharmacy or discount store or out on the internet, whatever it might be. Unfortunately, those bottles can't come with the same level of confidence that when we do our remotes from the factory, you see the footage of our laboratories, that there's no material that gets near a product, near a machine in my factory, unless we've tested that product over and over and over again. We test it before, we test it during production, we test it after production. That's not the same. Most companies don't even have their own lab. They're relying on another company to make it for them. They're just marketing companies. So we're different, and with a product like this, an ingredient like this, that people have been taking shortcuts because it's become so popular and so expensive, this is a material you can trust, whether it's the marine or whether it's the free range, the grass-fed that you could save because it's 50% of the cost of the marine.
Absolutely, but do you realize just how unusual this is, that you are talking to the manufacturer? I mean, that you know, not only is this made and manufactured with the efficacy that no one else in the industry is going to do, doesn't matter whose brand, who's this, who's what, whatever you spend, if it's not gonna go to the source, if it's not going to be absorbed, if it's not going to help with that absorption, then what's the point? You're really kind of losing out on those benefits. And you're buying this because, hey, if vanity prevails, when I said seriously, do you want to look younger? Do you want the appearance of fewer wrinkles? Do you want your skin to look less dimpled? Do you want your skin to be more hydrated? Do you want your skin to be glowy? Do you want it to be softer? Do you want it to be smoother? Do you want to wear shorts again? I think we can all say yes. But then because we're talking about a multitude of benefits to our joints and to our veins and to our arteries, why not? We wait for this. This is the ultimate way. I can't wait for you to try this, but it's the only day that we see this kind of savings. No one in the industry makes a collagen product like this, and we will not duplicate these savings. So once more, you choose, do you want the marine collagen or do you want the free-range collagen? Regardless, you are going to reap those benefits. Savings that we will not see again. It's been over a year since it was a Today's Special. Free range is a Today's Special for the very first time. In any one of the cases, even if you do what we call the introductory sizes, and they all have free shipping, they all have a 30-day return policy, you save more than you would spend even on some of the smaller sizes. Right. Or you could look at it, it's a buy one, get one free, because seriously, on the serving size, for what you will spend after today, you can double your servings.
And then even the free range, the marine, everyone's astounded on the marine because it doesn't taste anything like marine at all. But even our free range doesn't taste anything like free range bovine or anything like that, or grass-fed. And they're all crazy soluble. And that's something that's taken a decade or so, but that's how soluble. And when you mix it with water, if you just let it sit for probably as little as, you just stir it, and then it's in solution, and then the white goes away, usually within, say, 60 seconds. Right. It's just, they're amazingly soluble, which again, underscores the quality of what we've achieved, because collagen peptides are inherently not digestible, not soluble. We retain the identity of this material as collagen peptides, but the solubility means it's absorbable, digestible, beneficial. And that's the key. And that's why the reviews on this product, whether we're talking about joint reviews or reviews about the appearance of the skin, that's why they're so incredible.
Absolutely. Don't need that 30-day return policy. Hopefully you will grab yours while we still have that Today's Special pricing. Now, did you add turmeric to the show?
I did. I added the last second. The reason why I added turmeric is another one of those ingredients that people have been going kind of